I think I'm pretty sure. Thank you, loose mic stand. I'm pretty sure I'm actually good to go. And I gotta do another thing, I guess, but. Hello, everyone. It's been a few. It sounds like there could be a song about it having been a while since I could do some stuff. I don't know. I doubt anyone's ever really thought of that concept. We'll workshop that. Yeah. I don't. Nightbot is already on the case. Nightbot, chill. People just want to say hello. Nightbot. That was just a lot of O's. That was oh. Here, I'll read it out for you because it got deleted. Hello. There we go. Give me some navis in the chat because I'm a thing. I'm a ball of stress wrapped in a burrito of anxiety. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I just relearned how to do all of my software, and I'm proud that the stream is actually even going. I mean, the idea that the stream even exists right now to me is kind of, I'm like, yay. Majida, Amarok, Pockets, Blue Mocha Nighty, Michelle, Mr. Bob Goblin, Earl of Irony, Matthew, H-Bot. Whoa. Did I change my voice at all? Other than the Kokoki, Kale, Sarcasm, what's going on? And I'm trying to read back there. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Miss Breginski. Hey, everyone. Have I ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Like, you mean like tabletop type deal? Which way are we going with that? I left my phone on the whatever. My son's having fun with the game. I'm gonna go have fun with the game. By the way, the title is true. I'm gonna do the game Exit 8. I probably will do it just live, so I don't have to. So I'm having to relearn my software. It's a woozle. Hey there, Mary. Chris G, I see you back there. Hey, Cybersloth. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you. Sarcasm, I really appreciate that. Chris G, Constant, Kyle, Seth, Howie. A ball of stress and anxiety is my default state. I hope it's no one's true full on default. I'll make a small concession about how this stream will go. By the way, everything is set up the same way in the most part as it was the last time I streamed. Mostly because I just had to relearn all of my software. I will play a game and I will actually play the game at the same time as I can speak. Adam, if I say the name, I got to do the beep, 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 and I don't even know where my PPs are. Holy what? Oh, 70 months. Part of me, I need a drink to spit it out. Is there 70 months? All right. I'm pretty sure it's that's why you keep the water around. I'm pretty sure that's what you do with it. Do you? I don't know if you do anything else with the water. And Paige with, of course it's 69. Of course it's 69. Hey Yarg, what's going on? Cold Boone. Yeah, there's a change in the name. Giggity. Whoa. Oh, 74. We got some. Oh my god. I thank you guys for supporting even when I'm not like on top of everything. Wow, 269s at this. That nice. I got a deadlift in the armored vehicle hood and hold it up in my chest for 5 minutes. That was unpleasant. I do not envy you for that one. Welcome back to the family, Foxhound. Thank you so much. Thank you. For everyone that supported while I've been gone. And trust me, I didn't mean to be gone. And I still don't mean to be gone if I go back away again. Smooth, thank you. I should just... There's pausing of things, and I shouldn't have them pause right. Uh-oh. I'm doing this game on purpose for a reason. Uh-oh. Nope. Kakoki, I appreciate that. With the 74 months. Yeah, pockets. Thank you. And Smooth, let me have things just play freely. I don't care.
We would like to buy one
Here we go.
child, please.
Oh, I'm doing all right. The fact that the stream is going, I'm very, very proud of myself on. So, I know that the last time people might have seen me, I was talking about the thing that I did not change from the bottom left that I see is scrolling, because I didn't figure out how to change it yet. So my amnesia is not gone, and it's kind of a jerk. It's very fun in the way that you get to live life wondering what you remember about life. I remember the burner is not OP. You gotta set this as maximum effort engraved on. Oh, that's nice. Is it Littman? Is it one of those nice stethoscopes? Hey, Courtney. Hi there. Yeah, so I guess the 411 on this. By the way, I learned that younger generations do not know what 411 is. And I am Sag. I don't know if I didn't say hi to anyone. So apparently the way my brain is going about things is that without getting into the nuances, the minutia of all of it, because I don't want to just come on here and talk about all that stuff all the time, because it envelops my entire life. It's very nice, and I misremembered it was. So I don't want to get into the total minutia. The generality is that being around people, the reason why I was instructed by my psychologist, my therapist, to not do my job and take like a 2-month break, where I had, let me be straight with everyone. In the middle of October, I was, all this started, October 18th. My brain decided to finish frying October 21st. By the end of that week, oh, do I have 2 of them? By the end of that week, my therapist had instructed, hey, Gus, what's going on? I saw Steven in all caps out the side of my head. My therapist had said, okay, you need to basically, like, oh, damn it. It's the burner. I don't want to hear sarcasm. It's not OP. It instructed me that it's best, hey, David Rice, that I take a 2-month break. Now, he even told me that I should actually reach out to family and friends about that because it was going to be not so... Uh-oh. No, the burner is not OP. And someone like... I'm going to throw this Lemmy at your face. So someone like me, being an intellectual, I thought I could get away and get around what my therapist was telling me. So last time I streamed, I was thinking I was being really crafty and figuring it out. I did exactly what I was not supposed to, and it's kind of one of those, the damage is done. So now all I gotta say is that things have happened. However, I'm just glad that the stream's running because my actual brain is going through not true. I don't know how much to share. It's not true selective dissociative amnesia. It's actually more or less generalized, which is rare, and it's very bad. It's extremely bad, or it could be. It's not for me yet. My brain did some things. It did some little tricks with me. Apparently, I just ran into apparently a lucky sequence of events that let me hold on to more memories, and it's presenting as selective dissociative amnesia, which is something that is reversible and you can get through, but it just presents that way. The catch to all of that is just wonderful. Oh, I want to use the shotgun, but I want... Oh. We use the shotgun and then use it up. I won't use... I mean, I'll make it work. I'll toss it. I'll come back. So, Firebird, did I say hi there? I don't know if I did. Not 100% OP. Don't give me that. So, yeah, last time I was on the stream, I really thought I was getting away with everything. The way my memory is actually working is that I had a stopgap moment, it appears, where my brain was self-destructing. Not gonna get into all that. There's a lot that goes behind the idea of like what a brain can do to itself. And apparently I did something that is very, very uncommon. And I have a friend and my son to thank for that, because otherwise it looks like I was on track to be really, really bad off. It looks like selective. The catch to that is that it's going to keep screwing with me. So I'd like to let you guys know the latest screw up that my brain has done. I did try to stream already this week. I mean, I didn't have my son until I could have streamed earlier. I will use the red chem. I had everything ready to go. I lost my memories of how to run the software. You know, like my job career thing. I spent the last 2 days relearning that in an anxiety-fueled panic frenzy. Uh-oh. So, I don't know if that can describe to people exactly what's happening when it comes to my brain, but yep. I think I would have streamed yesterday, but it was just... Was it yesterday? Yesterday it was just like a heap of defeat. It was the day before yesterday. It was just a heap of defeat. Looking at all of it, being like, what do I do? And then it just... Now I'm here. So I'm glad I'm actually here. Because I learned a thing. As long as I can... as long as my brain wants to take away things that I can relearn. More like this. I don't know. I'll heal when I heal. I don't know. I just don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I've on my off time. I've been signing up to possibly be a medical caregiver for my mom and dad. They did. It looks like Georgia will allow me to not have to live with my mom and dad and be able to take care of them. That is also a full-time job. That seems to be a recent development, as when you go to like family care services about caregivers being able to do that. It's been a long while, David Rice. It's been 59 months. Happy New Year. I wasn't here for that. That's right. I didn't do a New Year stream. Oh, jeezums. It's been a... So, yeah, hopefully that'll all work out. Signing my dad up for actually disability with the Social Security as well. He was supposed to have a doctor's appointment this morning, and he didn't feel well. He did not follow doctor or my orders, and and he got a little sick this morning. hopefully though they'll let me get all of that situated, and then I'll have a better situation. On the bright side about that, I didn't miss it to hear you have to see me. No, is it? That's okay. That is definitely a thing.
We would like to buy one child, please.
If you also see hijinks on Project
Glad to have you back. It would be awesome to see the hijinks in a Project Zomboid drunk stream.
The last thing I was doing, everyone hashtag Yarg over there. The last thing I was doing actually at this computer weeks ago was when Build 42 came out. I was recording a video. Somewhere between that and now, I don't. Why, game? Why would you do this? I don't want to have to decide between these things. Somewhere between there and now, yeah. I lost more memories. That's really fun. It's not fun. I wouldn't recommend it. Like Zira 10 would not lose memories again. Do I? Yeah, I mean, I throw it away, and I hope I get rid of. Ooh. I go ahead and I realize that I can. I don't like coming back. It takes so much longer. I just do that, get it over with, be done with it. Please don't pop up on me again. Yeah. Somewhere between trying to record that, which whatever day Build 42 came out is the day that I was trying to record stuff. Hey, hello, Demetrius, what's going on? And I don't know, my brain got scrambled on how to run all this. And by that, I really do truly mean, it's really hard to explain. I got in the office, I sat down, my computer's on, and it was just a realization of I do not know how to work. Like all the perfunctory things of like, I need to click on Streamlabs OBS. I looked at it and I was like, I do not know actually how to get everything connected. I do not know how to do a stream. And I thought, I after a little bit of panic, I was like, let me come back to it. Like this, it might be, nope. I had another stressful episode of things happen right before that, and my brain went, nope, to those memories. So that's where I am now. Hope you guys are good. How have you guys been doing it? How have you guys been doing? Yeah, I'm gonna do Project Zomboid. I'm gonna do Exit 8. I've been working on that thumbnail for so long. I actually just titled a draft of it as PTSD, and then the second draft of me working on a thumbnail for Exit 8, because I found out the exact thing I thought about doing was exactly how every other bigger YouTuber has done a thumbnail for that. Like, my brain went, oh, that would be aesthetically pleasing. And then every other YouTuber has, and their mom has done it that way. So I went the hard route, where I tried to make something aesthetically pleasing, but would kill me inside. You're getting married in May? Congratulations! Oh, oh, oh. Do that later. Congratulations. That is really, really cool. Hey. Hello again. Why is that song sound familiar? I don't know. That there's a primal memory, but I can't place it. I don't know what that song quite is. Do I know that song? I don't know. Okay. Congratulations. I wish you streamed on my birthday, but I'm a year older now. Oh, I'm sorry. Chloe, I'm sorry. I've just been a bit of a mess. I apologize for that. I wish I probably streamed on your birthday too. And I want to fix a volunteer as well. I can picture in my head. Wait. I volunteer as tribute. Okay, people want to, okay, but I will when I do Project Zomboid again. They added basements. do not doubt the idea that if, like, I think your character is doomed, I'll just lock you in a basement. I'll just lock you in a basement. I don't. Is that? I hope that's not cruel to say. Is that cruel to say? I don't know. My ex-wife, doing great. And my fiance. That is. Oh my God. Every time is so freaking nebulous. You're doing your first wedding that you're shooting your first wedding that in May that you're getting paid for. Congratulations. It is. Don't let the anxiety get to you, but like those are basically only words. I can't. Like that's. Like I have any right to say that. Don't let the anxiety get to you. I'm over here breathing in a paper bag. Yay, the Albert. I get a Prince Albert. I wonder if I can get something that can. Come on, give me some powder. Give me some of that good, the brown powder. Come on, it can be in here. That's an herb. No one wants that. Dadgummit. You have a new kitten. Her name is Holly, and she is doing well. Nice. You're shooting your first wedding. That isn't shooting a wedding, being in the wedding. Either way of it, all of it is, it's a lot. I hope the best for both of you. Yeah, it's been, I guess, David, probably, probably hasn't felt as long for you when it comes to the things you've been going through, given that is your own life type deal. But it just feels like it's been so daggum long. Since that happened. Fiance and getting married, that's awesome. Congratulations. Oh God, okay. It's a friend's wedding? Let me give you the best piece of advice I could ever give you. Is your friend really kind in that is territory that sometimes I won't touch with the 10-foot pole type deal. Thank you so much, Vamp. I appreciate that. That's a lot of welcome backs. Sin, Andrew, Bodark, and Cassie, Olivia. No, that's one welcome in there. Hey, Cass, what's going on? Don't catch the garter. Oh, I almost had a new dog over the break. I don't have a new dog. Congratulations on that one. I don't have a new dog. I almost had a new dog. I found a dog, and I took care of her until her owners could be located and whatnot. And
we would like to buy one child, please.
Oh my! Are you really at? Oh, son of a... Suck it. Why would you do that? Why? How did this happen? Why would you do this? I can't believe you've done this. I'm gonna munch on some herbs real quick. Hold on. I'm like going through everything. Your boss's brother? Yeah, I used to have a very, very strict rule on that I never would do weddings for friends. And then I have twice broken that rule and 2 times over regretted breaking that rule. However, if it's a really nice friend and everything, then go for it. Jesus, sarcasm. What are you doing here? Okay, I got everything. Oh no, I didn't get this. I'm gonna full send it now. Like making me name a song now? Oh no. I do hope it goes well. Yeah, hoping it goes well. Yeah, it's. Listen, the actual best advice I can give you, when you shoot a wedding, if you're at all concerned about if you'll get to things fast enough, like rent a second camera. if you don't own 2 cameras. It might not seem like a big deal, but there's gonna there are plenty of times I couldn't tell if there's clicking or not. There's plenty of times in wedding photography where like a lens switch is not the best way to go about it. Trying to pull that off is just going to hamper you. If I could give any advice, it would be rent a second camera. I only once ever shot a wedding with 1 camera, and that was a nightmare. And then the anxiety hit me finally that, and if that, you know, if that camera goes down, then I'm down for the count. So usually, like case in point, when I'm during a ceremony, there's a lot of times where if I were shooting the wedding, and it's been a long time since I've done that, if I were shooting the wedding, I would definitely want to have a 70-200. I think mine is a 2.8 internal stabilization. It is a Sigma. I don't like Canon's version of that glass. But being able to, like, I have definitely army crawled my way behind a lot of altars. I think if I grab my portfolio over there, I believe one of the photos I've got, at least one of them is me army crawling all the way on over. Oh, well, I'll throw this away. It's dead to me. I think that's correct. In fact, it's right there. Hold on. I'm getting distracted. I'm easily distractible. It's fine. Is it this one? We would
like to buy one child, please!
Hey, Julio, what's going on? I'm hoping everything is as fine as it can be as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, it's in the other one. Of course, it's gotta be. Thank you, Julio. I appreciate that. Okay, hold on. I'm just saying you want to get to case in point. Where is it? Hey, look, it's a chonker. Can I find? Is it in here? Please say I have a. Okay, this is a good reason why. Here's one. Here is a photo of like when they're leaving. It's really hard to when they're like leaving the ceremony. Really hard to catch a shot like this, unless you're ready with like a 24mm lens or something like that. I do have a remote flash behind them to give them that sparkling type light. But there are photos of them like before they got to that point. And like I can't pull off both. I always forget like never mind, I'm not gonna show. I just want to find one other thing. Of how many times I've crawled behind, like army crawl to be able to get something. I was gonna say the reason why I keep 2 lenses. Or 2 cameras. Let's say something like, I guess this seems like a nothing. But this was the only, like, this shot of just, I know it's small on the screen, but this shot of a bride and groom, it might not seem like a big deal, was the only chance I had to get a close-up shot. Otherwise, there's a lot of wide angle. There's 0 time to change lenses during something like that. During a ceremony, I know I could go find it, but I don't want to like stop playing the game because people end up leaving. Latoya, hey there, and Julio, thank you. I appreciate that, and hello. So the only way I get that, or there's a lot of me being behind the altar because various reasons. It's just really hard to catch all the shots and switch your lenses and do it all really well all at the same time. It's just the best advice I could ever give somebody who's first diving in, having to take care of a wedding. Just have a second camera and make sure it's the same one you've got as your primary, because you don't want to do a lot of color correcting and color balancing because like the second camera you have is not the same. Yeah, the reason I army crawl, there's a good reason that I've army crawled for a lot of shots. So, in my experience, what I realize is that there's a lot of photos that couples want, that they really hope that you get. but they're halfway impossible, and they can never put their finger on it. They'll never be able to tell you what it is they're looking for. They'll just be able to tell you that you got the general feeling of it. And it can... Ooh, survival life. Wait, is there anything else I need to give up so I could trade things out? So they'll never be able to quite put their finger on it type deal. They just know. They got that feeling. Like, this shot works, but this shot doesn't. And it's just kind of... Sometimes it leads you astray. Of, like, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Here's the thing that... The wedding one is not going to be remembered by the bride and groom most of the time. They're not going to remember most anything about their wedding. So you're giving them their only memories of the wedding. But second, when they do remember things, it is not as a spectator to their own wedding. And that is something that I learned and had to try to incorporate. People do not remember things as a spectator to their own wedding. So the reason I would army crawl and try my best to get these, what seem like very weird shots is very, very simple. That's how they remembered their wedding. So I would have to go through all of these obstacles and everything else. And it was all in the effort of, by the end of the day, being able to deliver photos that meant something to them. Because if I could figure out a way to get behind wherever they're getting married and get a view of them together, like holding hands. And I would talk to a lot of ministers and a lot of people, officiants. I talked to them about, are there times where you step aside while you're doing what you're doing? And I try to figure out the best way where I'm not actually going to be looked at by everybody. The spotlight's on them. So there's a photo in my portfolio somewhere in there. Well, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, but I just don't want to go through all of it right now. Where it's just them holding hands and reading their vows together. The reason it's so important is because right before that, there's a photo that is more wide angle of the same thing, and it shows the crowd in front. And that's how they actually remember their wedding. So if you get if every single photo you take is kind of from the crowd's perspective only, that's what they can't put their finger on. That's kind of where they get that kind of stopgap of, like, they don't know what to tell you is wrong, but they know something's wrong. And so it's just been my experience of how am I going to deal with these little bastards? I have too many weapons for once. That's kind of my experience. Yeah, it is a lot about capturing moments and memories that, like, this is once type deal. Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's just, it gets tricky, and that's what I've found out after a lot of experience. Because, yeah, so if we go in the way back machine, we go back to 2010 when I actually got married. I don't remember anything, basically, from being married. Like, I don't remember much anything from that. But I had a photographer who I thought was very solid. They took solid photos, and that's why I hired them. What I didn't realize was that while they knew how to basically frame a photo, they really didn't know how to put any, like, they couldn't, my brain wanted to say they couldn't rub their own stank on it. Like, they couldn't, shut up, brain. They couldn't, they weren't making it so that it was, like, uniquely something. And that's what I thought my biggest problem was with it. Until I realized that not a single time did they capture a photo. Hold on, we're beating up a big guy. Not a I need to finish Silent Hill 2 remake. Not a single time did they actually capture like my perspective on everything. And so when I go back to try to look at when I tried to look at anything to do with it, I realized that this wasn't like it didn't feel like they were capturing my wedding. It was a weird feeling, and I realized, yeah, that's what it is for most of them. Yeah, army crawl, get ready. Getting to the sides, especially the altar, getting to the where, like, for the bouquet toss, you gotta make a pimp decision. You gotta decide whether you're getting it from their perspective, the audience. Usually they aren't gonna remember that, so, you know, it's dealer's choice on that. You just gotta make a lot of decisions pretty rapid fire that, you know, and you get through it. I wish you the best of luck because photography is probably, so I've owned my own landscaping. I've been a part of a bigger company that
we would like to buy one child, please.
Thank you. Relatively new viewer. Hi there. I want to say thank you guys. Recently got all plus on all difficulties at RE2. Thank you guys, much appreciated. I hope you are in a good place. I appreciate that. Everyone,
do not look at my little bean with your dirty eyes.
Weird whiplash.
Hey Darkness, relatively new viewer. Wanted to say thank you, as I recently got all S+ on all difficulties of RE2 thanks to you and your guides. Much appreciated, and I hope you are in a good place.
Hashtag sarcasm, hashtag Rose, thank you both so much. Yeah, that bar, I know before I didn't know how to connect it to Streamlabs properly. I barely got the stream running right now. I just broke my mom. She was talking about making a drink of, making the drink of sarcasm. I regret reading the message that you sent. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I could turn this whole stream into like, let's talk about photography like as the primary wedding photographer, the stream. I could do that, but I shouldn't. Oh God, did I use that much ammo? Yeah, if I turn the whole stream into talking about how to, you know, nail your first wedding and everything, it'd be just like the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects it. No one showing up would expect me to do that. It'd be par for the course for me. Thank you once again, Rose. I appreciate that. I'm glad I could help with your getting that. Don't worry, I English, am I right? Hey, Aaron, what's going on? You probably don't want me in your head. Probably don't want me in your head. I don't want me in my head. God. I have tried to look for the opt-out plan of having to have me in my head thinking and be like, can I get a replacement narrator? But anyway. Okay, so first, find someone to marry you and they get... No sarcasm. No. You still say spicy sticks when you play Resident Evil 4? I've had to ask people more than once, so I know that's the thing I said. Calling them spicy sticks. So I'm kind of in your head. Rent free, or do I have to? What price am I paying to be in there? Like, what kind of real estate do I have in your head? Thank you. Ow. I just want to know, like, do I have like a studio apartment, like 1, 2 bedroom? First, find someone to marry you, and then get everything that she wants after the honeymoon phase. No. Sadly, for some people, that is exactly what happens. No. I live too far down south. That probably happened like at least 5 times this week. In Georgia. I get like a bedroom? I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it's a good place to rest, I guess. But I have to do... If I only get a bedroom, that's when I'm living in there rent-free, I gotta do all of my thinking. And all of my work. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Been a long time since I made that mistake. Long time since I made that mistake. Did I enjoy the snow? No. 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 And then it snowed further down for me, and all of them are just screwed. Like, just this snow. I don't need that. As well, I guess what I guess I could say. Yeah, it snowed in Florida. There was 6 to 8 inches going down there. There's some people who saw snow for the first time in their life. The reason I didn't have fun with snow, one, I was one of the only people around me that did not lose power, which felt nice for once, I guess. Like, I didn't. What is with the health kits? Why game? Why you gotta play me like that? Yeah, but see, when you do everything from your bedroom, you have to relax in your bedroom. You have to work from your bedroom. You have to do it. It's just it's hard to get to sleep sometimes and do all that. Come on, Ethan. We gotta finish this off. Oh yeah. No, snow makes everyone forget how to drive, especially when it's people who have this is the first time they've ever seen snow. Are you kidding? It's kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys care to hear any more of, like, medicinally what's been going on. Medically? Medicinally? No. I mean, there's no medicine that can be really given. What's been going on with my life, but I cut that short. I don't know if any of you guys care to hear any more of that. Yeah. Well, you know, it's... Snow makes people forget how to drive. I take a little bit of pride in knowing that I remember how to drive even in snow. Uh-oh. That, crap. I had to drive around the Great Lakes for about 4 or 6 hours. I can't remember how long. And I didn't have problems. I didn't have to pull over. It would have been a time.
Nowhere to go now.
It would have been a time that I definitely would have had to pull. If I pulled over, I would have been stuck in a hotel for a long time. Why is she over there? No.
There's no escape, steady boy.
Oh, what has she done? Wait, why is Marguerite acting like this? Marguerite did something she's not supposed to. Okay. Trip the thing. Trip it. Thank you. Oh my god, what are you doing over there? Oh. I feel sorry for anyone that's in California right now. It's been really, really bad over there. Alexander J. Hello, hello. I say, huge right, brother. Watching your streams and hearing your stories made me feel this. Oh God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Ferris, I hope the best for you. That really, really sucks. That's the understatement of the century. And honestly, right now, like, I wish I could be top tier for you on that. Because, okay, she decided to go the long way. I don't want it to seem disingenuous when I say I'm sorry that you're having to go through that, because I've been through that. But one of the things my own amnesia has stolen from me is the memory of that happening. So I do have to wake up in this for 3 months now in this limbo where my brother is alive but dead, and it's been a slice of hell I don't wish on anyone, but I don't want to disingenuously say something at the moment, because right now my brain decided to turn my brother back into... My brain is doing some stupid things. Oh god, she lunged. Oh, I hate it when she does that. Please get off the wall. That's a hard one for me to explain. Because I know I've lost my brother. I know that very factually. That's the reason why, the first sign that I actually have amnesia. I just wanted to throw that out there as that sucks, but I don't want it to sound like I'm being disingenuous in any way when I say that. I don't know how my voice comes off to other people. Does it ever come off as... Can you guys tell when I'm lying or that I don't care? Is there something? Like, it's not that I don't care or lying or anything. I feel like saying I'm sorry because I feel you on that. It doesn't hit the same, given that every morning I'm having to wake up right now and remind myself as a fact that my brother is dead. But like, I earlier today got really, really angry. Angry is not the right word. I'm not being able to... I got frustrated. I got frustrated at the idea that, like, why am I taking care of all this when Nathan should be making some of the calls? So, like, on October 21st last year, my brain got screwed up enough that I continuously feel guilt when I leave my parents' house, over not saying bye to my brother, and then I feel like I was just an asshole for not saying bye to him as I drive down the street, and then I have to remind myself he's not there. I don't know how my voice comes off to anyone. Just wanted to say that. I am not ready to have to tackle those memories, much less the idea of anyone having to go through that. No, one way or the other, I get that though. You miss your brother and best friend? I'm sorry you're having to go through that. My brother is my best friend. That's... There's a lot of things. I don't know. I don't want to turn this into a me thing. As of late, please anyone stop me. I'll look back on this stream and I'll regret what I'm saying. There have been so many issues going on with me lately that sometimes I accidentally flip the script when it's somebody else's thing entirely, and that is completely inconsiderate to the person speaking. Because I feel like lately everything has had to be, well, it's me, because I'm going through this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's starting to drive me crazy. So anyone's free to stop me if it sounds like I'm accidentally doing that. Because yeah, I don't want to look at the stream and be like, oh, fuck, I was doing it again. Because I've had to deal with a lot of daily stuff lately of going through stuff and having to report to my own therapist, like, how am I doing? And then I talk to friends about how I'm doing, and I have to tell people how I'm doing so you know how to act around me. It's not, that's your loss, and that's the loss I do not wish on anyone. I will say this. I know factually from what I've talked to my therapist about that I can tell you one thing, and this is going to seem cruel, and that's why I wanted to preface it with saying that my amnesia's knocked out the idea. My brother's death, the night he died, like my memories are really screwed up. So that whole week, and then the idea that, you know, my brain tried to come up with memories of, like, after streams ever since living here, I've been talking to him on the phone out in the living room. His urn says 2016, and I've only lived here since 2018. So with that said preface, I would say, knowing what I've talked to my therapist about, knowing what I've gone through, I'm going to give you one warning that no one might give you. It will never get quote unquote easier, nor will there ever be a time where it doesn't just crop up on you out of nowhere. And if anyone ever shames you for having to go through that, they are not truly at all. someone that you should be relying on, or who cares about you properly. Just know that that's a... Oh, damn it, the burner. That's the only tidbit I have with having my own memory screwed up right now. You will... There's a lot of things that are asked of you. There's a lot of things that are being asked of me. There are a lot of things that you'll be asked to do. There's a lot that'll be expected, like you can just do it. And the question will eventually come up, like, when does it get quote-unquote better? It doesn't. Even my own brain doing what it's doing to me is proof enough that I've never gotten over it. But if anyone doesn't understand that it can hit out of nowhere... And let me say, I wish Joy were here right now. Joy, you guys, Joy's awesome. I don't know if you guys realize this, but when Joy, don't worry. If you live near where she lives, she might have fingered you. You're male. Sorry, I almost said it wrong. So you might know of her by proxy. There was, even though I've, yeah, so Joy sent me a message. Hey Shadow, what's going on? It has been a minute. Shadow X90, what's going on? So she just sent me a message checking in on me. Just a quick something to my phone, a quick I love you, and I scroll back up to everything Joy said before, and it reminded me that even with my head all screwed up, I did at one point, I do remember that during Nier Automata I had to stop. For anyone who remembers me playing those games, I had to stop the stream for a little while. And I do remember that. And it's very weird that my brain can know both things and still try to tell me emotionally and like logically. I stopped the stream because of there's a scene where no spoilers, don't worry. There's just a certain scene where it is someone trying to save their brother. And that's all I will say on that. I didn't see that coming. And I do remember calling out to like Joy specifically. And it's her, I'll go by her words of wisdom to help you out. Where is my phone's not in here? How's my dad? He could be a lot better. Let me grab my phone and tell you the words of wisdom. Because I don't plan on streaming for very long. My dad could be way better right now. Let's pull up the words as per the Gospel of Joy. I hope she doesn't mind that I'm saying any of this. She has definitely sent some very weird things over time. And it sent me some really, really strange. Wow. I'm having to go way back up. I'm sorry. I'm having to go way back. I'm trying to leave words of wisdom that are genuine because they're a question I asked. Oh my God. How long have I been Joy? How long have I been like leaning on you for like wisdom? Jeezums. Excuse me for just one moment. Loopy Tomb, thank you. Yeah, Joy needs it. Hey, John Bond, what's going on? Luby 2, thank you for the. It's been 2 years already. It's been 2 years since you remembered me. I don't know. I'm trying to find. I've got times where she's saying me happy birthday. Oh. So this is, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but she sent me a message. I scrolled up because I wanted to feel better about my own current situation. It's really hard, Ferris, what you're going through. I know, because on that stream, I know that stream was February 17th, 2021 at 12:14 a.m. because I left the office and I paused the stream and I was in tears. And I remember this happening. I scrolled up to a lot of things that she said, and I simply text her. She's had her own loss. She's lost her sibling as well. Thank you, Kelsey. I appreciate that, Drip Lord. Thank you. 1 second. It's the only piece of authentic anything I can give because Joy also lost her sibling. And I went out of this office crying while playing Nier Automata, and I simply sent a text saying, that pain of Nathan gone is just going to creep up on me randomly for the rest of my life, won't it? And yes. She didn't beat around the bush. She's been dealing with it longer than me. And her response was simply, yes, at the damnedest time. All separate messages. Yes, at the damnedest times. Plus, you were already in your feels. I was in my feels for that game. She told me I was taking a little bit extra, just like immediately take your time. We know that you don't mind you being emotional. Shows that you loved your brother with every fiber of your being. She sent me another message not too long after that. And this is why I'm reading it, because I'm hoping it helps you, and then I'm going to go back to the game and unpause everything. I don't remember the context, but I think it was like a continuation, because I just mentally wasn't doing well. I'm not expecting a response. I hope she doesn't mind this. I'm not expecting a response back. I'm glad to see you crying. It is an amazing stress reliever. You need to know that you're never alone, even when it truly feels like that way. You are surrounded by people who love you. If people aren't treating you like that while you have to go through everything you're going through, if that is not basically like, if that's not the litmus test of how people treat you as you're going through one of the worst nightmares you can go through, like losing a sibling, just the first thing to do for healing, get them away from you, because there's no healing. It'll just keep opening over and over and over, and alienate and make and put you in a position. So if that's not the way that people talk to you or go about it or anything, and I've learned from Joy for this one, if that's not the way that they treat it, especially with the idea that she says, I don't expect a response from you, and just sent a message, one out of just kindness from her heart. If that's not how people help you, then just no. Get away from it as fast as possible, because you got enough on your plate. There are people who care. There always will be. There are people who will be sad right there with you. There'll be times where you will lash out at the world for why, where, when. Survivor's guilt is a thing. There's a lot. But at the end of the day, there are people who care, and sometimes what they say won't be spot on. Sometimes they'll screw up too. Even the people who care the most will screw up. But if that's not their baseline for the majority of the time, just get away. Because Joy doesn't send me messages all that often. That was a month later. She decided to pop. No other texts are in between what I just read. She just popped in and just said that. So I just wanted to let you know that. That's the best I can do right now.
Do not look at my little bean with your dirty eyes.
Thank you. All of the things are telling me to play ads. Do I usually play ads? I literally forgotten just about everything. Glad to see you're alive and still exist. I'm trying to exist. I am trying. My existence is.
I'm gonna let you in on a little-known secret of comedy. Bad things aren't funny when they happen to
thank you, Deontay. I appreciate
what about Mommy?
Oh, Mommy's fair game. Go for the throat.
Glad to see you alive and still existing. Won't be able to watch the whole stream, but I wanted to pop in. Blessings and peace.
I appreciate you popping in, supporting, and saying hi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, Magia, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. People who are willing to be there without always like. Am I about to wax philosophical? How do I put this best? Love isn't transactional. It should never be based and predicated on the idea that you have to give to get. But love is absolutely an action. And even though you might have the strongest words, your actions can betray those words. There are people who use both. They use words and actions. You can always tell where their actual everything, where they kind of land by their actions, but also by the words they use in those actions, especially when it's just trying to talk to you. That what they seem to hold near and dear will be the things that they will aggravate you over, that they'll talk too much about, that they'll fight over, that they'll do a lot of things over. For people who kind of act like that, people helping without expecting anything in return, they're treating it like it's a transaction. They're treating it as something that I feel is extremely wrong, which is the idea that, you know, it's like a tit for tat type deal. And in all honesty, if that were true, then there'd be two issues. And the first one would be, I'd have nothing to ever give ever, it feels. I very rarely feel like I am quote unquote filled in any capacity to do anything. I actually always feel like I'm just drained, that I'm on my last dregs of like just existing in this mortal coil. It's hard enough as it is. But yes, there are people like Joy, and I don't think Joy has ever doubted a single time how appreciative I am of all of that, how much she actually means when she does all that. How much that means to me. I don't think that's lost on her at all. But there are many times I look in my text history where I just don't respond to text messages nearly as much. There was a time in my life where I tried to do it more often because I felt a lot of guilt and shame for not doing so. Because it felt like I'm the one that's being a jerk, ghosting people, when I'm just like, just call me, please. I'd rather get a phone call. And I actually have a new phone now that I was forced to get because my phone just noped out. So I can get those calls. What's up? Hey. Small sign. I'll allow it, but that's it. I'm simply trying to say that one of the things that I've recently run into, had to confront, and had to realize about my own self, and just hopefully, once again, it's not trying to take away from anything that you're going through. It's just my own struggles, and do I have any wisdom I can pass down that would help at all in any way in a time like this? At times, also, when you're the one that loses something important or feels like something important to you is been endangered, you're not always going to be perfect either. You're not going to say the right thing at the right time and do the right thing. If the idea of being kind and love was all a transactional thing, I would never have anything to give out to anyone, because I feel like I've been dry since the day I was born. At the same time, if Joy just started cutting me off because I didn't always get back to her immediately, then I'm pretty sure like I would be made to feel awful at this time. Instead, she's one of the few people that helped me realize what it actually is, which is you absolutely can do something that, you know, someone tried to give me, and it's not bad advice to take, but someone recently told me something along the lines of, can't quite fill other people's cup when yours is running dry. But that's not quite true. I've actually lived my entire life feeling that everything I've got to give is something I didn't have to give in the first place. My cup doesn't runneth over type deal. It's always empty and dry and everything. And the only difference is whether, like, basically, I think that's just the human condition for a lot of people, that they struggle. There's a lot of things to struggle with. And so anyone who tries to throw that one under the bus, I think, is in that particular moment, and it might be you at some point, needs to be the one to look at in the mirror type deal. Because it is kind of, for me now, it's kind of the litmus test. I don't have to have anything left in my... To be kind to somebody who's gone through a major loss, you shouldn't have to have anything in reserves. That's not how this world should work. For anyone who's felt like they've had something awful happen to them, or have gone through something that they didn't expect, basically something traumatic, anything, you shouldn't have to have something in you before you can give something away. It's not a transaction. It is a give and take, but it's not always also equal. If the idea of love would be for how much care I put in Rowan, he has to put that care in me, then how would you possibly measure the love between a parent and a child? Because I've had a lot more time to sit there and realize what I do for him and what I have done for him, and there's honestly very little he can do to try to just go tit for tat. Recently, with my own memory loss and having two sets of memories that are the exact same memories come in two different ways, I had to realize that, like, I was really starting to believe that I was extremely, possibly narcissistic. I was struggling with the idea that maybe I'm avoidant personality disorder, a lot of different things, because I was confronted with the idea that I was basically that kind of idea. I think why I reject it so hard, especially with me having memories that are twisted, gone, and I feel like it's back to a lot of things I just know as perfunctory of just how I've been my entire life. The world is running dry. As the world has gotten smaller, the world is running dry out of it. If you're always looking for the idea that it has to be replaced, it has to be equal, a one for one, then the point is already lost. Because if it's always a one for one, then there are some times where you're just in a position to, even if you're empty, you can give. You can be there. Given the idea of the circumstances of what the other person is going through. Yeah, that's fine. Given the circumstances of what other people are going through, there's sometimes where you step up to that occasion. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have any other choice but to kind of step up to, like, this is the hand that's been dealt to me. That's the kind of people you need around you when you're at your worst. Even if it can't be reciprocated, and the other way around too. If it starts getting measured as they did this while I did that, that kind of pissing contest, it doesn't help. It's my very long-winded way of saying I wish the best for you, and in wishing the best, I hope, I really do hope that you don't do that. That you will be surrounded by people who understand that it can't all be like it can't be all one for one, give and take. You didn't give enough, you took too much. When in reality, yeah, there are some people who can be toxic about that. When in reality, yeah, you'll probably lash out a few times. A few dozen, a few hundred. Everyone will go through really, really rough patches. The easiest thing to forget, is the idea of Sonder. The idea that everyone is basically the main character in their own life. We all go through that same thing. If people can't realize that and be there for you, just for the reason of this point in your life is the bad part. And maybe it's their bad part too, but it is also your bad part. If they can't quite notice that, when it comes to losing family members, that's when it doubles down. That's what I'm trying to say. If I had to respond to every single thing Joy had ever sent me for her to know that I actually care, I'm pretty sure she would have written me off back in 2021 when she sent all that. I'm just not I'm not the type that can reciprocate all that kind of stuff. It doesn't work that way with me, and it certainly doesn't mean I don't care. I haven't died at all tonight. Just need to know if he has the same number for my... Yay! I needed a way to shout, "Witness me!" Yes, your reminders have actually been a good thing to keep me on track of days passing. I haven't gotten them finished by far, but man, have they kind of been a lifesaver over here where I'm how would I put it delicately? Mentally deficient when it comes to some things. No, I'm definitely getting them. I saw, I didn't get to it fast enough. I am definitely getting them. I very much still appreciate it. Yeah, Mary, I don't wish that for any reason on anyone. Crap. I guess this is going. I'll use this up real quick. Alright, I got an idea. How do I know what box is safe? Okay. Easy. Since I'm getting rid of this pistol, this box, unsafe. Someone remind me I'm at negative 10.3 decibels, right? Okay, I'm about to crank the game volume. Listen real close to your TV real quick. There you go. When in doubt, the boxes actually tick. So the other one, the visual reminder, is the tape is wrong. As the boxes get to be better condition, better like loot inside the box, loot boxes. Yes, there's a bomb inside, they tick. Just like in base game when Lucas does everything, these boxes tick and the tape is different. So the purple boxes should have 2 strips of tape that actually go all the way around and then they taper off. If there's just the one strip that's facing you, it's a bomb. So like this one, without even seeing it, like, it's a bomb. I don't actually need to listen to that one. It's with every box. Every box will lose a strip of tape that should have been there. So like the basic orange ones will have what feels like spread out 3 to 4. If it feels like it's spread out 2 to 3, then and if when in doubt, just hear it out. So yeah. Yeah, when you notice little things like that, I can understand it probably makes you feel like, oh my god, what have I been doing with my life here? They tick? Yeah, they do. Unfortunately. This is me playing this game is definitely always my calibration / I'm just relaxing. This game is a pure vibe check for me. Ooh, enhanced ammo. That will immediately be useful to future me, not current me. Crap. The shotgun's there.
We chose.
Oh my god!
You guys were
oh
right
god,
here.
That scared the
You're
crap out of me.
participants because you didn't stop me.
Oh no!
I can't. My brain. I did it the other way. I did it the other way. Oh! Get it! Fuck you! Fuck off! Suck my left nut! Suck it! Make me come a second time! Suck the right one! Get my juices! It's not my baby! It's not my baby! You should have spit! It's not always about the idea of quitting! Suck it hard! Ah! Hate that puzzle!
I have missed your streams. Hope all is going good.
Oh, it's going. Thank you so much, everyone. #fam, thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's the 200. You won't hear it necessarily the most, but it exists. Hey, Defty, I don't think I said hi back there. You know those moments where you realize that you really can't excuse what you like, you know what I'm going for, right? Like where you can't actually justify the words that came out of your mouth.
We would like to
that is child, definitely please. One of them. What horse snare would you not want to be in? Oh, I wouldn't want to be in Silent Hill. Oh, are you kidding me? Ooh, that's a easy one. Thank you so much, fam. I'm glad I'm gonna try to be back. I'm going to most likely. So I'm gonna try to relearn tonight how to. And I really gotta emphasize, this is not me joking around. Like I don't know how much you guys want to hear me even talk about it, because it'll just be a recurring subject. This is not like, this ain't a joke. I really did actually lose big chunks of my memory, and it's a big problem. The most likely tomorrow, hopefully I will be playing Exit 8 with a thumbnail that is going to drive me up a daggum wall. Yeah, I'm losing brain cells over that thumbnail. Oh, come on. Okay. I just need to switch it to special ammo for a second. Oh yeah, there was a playlist for Outlast on the channel. Most likely, if I can figure out how to record it, where I do the recording here and there and everything, I'll play Exit 8 and it'll be a shorter stream. It might be a daytime stream while my son's in school. And I'll possibly publish it after. I'm hoping to do that because I really need to remember how I do all the things I've been doing in life. Hey Stacy, what's going on? Thank you so much one more time, Vamp. I appreciate that. Outlast 2 made me physically ill. That is a straight up warning for anyone wanting to like. I tried to do a marathon of replaying through Outlast 2 after the first time. I realized it was a good idea for me to actually take it in little breaks. Some of it is too much. Like I don't care who you are type deal. It too much. Oh, don't. You're gonna clip. Not fair. can't even make up his mind about what's OP. Look at that. It's just sad, really. Outlast as a series for me, I wouldn't say is scary. I would definitely lean toward, but it do got that vibe though. Like, all right, I can pop all those shots with this. Outlast 2 really pushes the envelope of like, is it horror or is it gore? Hey, Alyssa Boyd, what's going on? Alyssa 2 S's. It pushes an envelope. I guess horror is kind of eye of the beholder thing. I mean, I have no real fear of spiders. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna go and pick up a brown recluse and just be like, hey, look at what I found. He's just sitting in my hand. Look at him. He's being, maybe I can make him dance and just like start like I'm not dumb. But like, there are some horror games that bank on the idea that people are scared of spiders. That's a fear that people have. I guess horror as a genre is really an eye of the beholder thing.
We would like to buy one child,
just,
please.
I was thinking of you earlier, saying some love. It's been a good. You've been a good noodle all year. What you promised? I thank you so much for that. I don't 100% believe that, but I believe that you've been as good of a good noodle as you could possibly be good for the noodles. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get to my real kind of horror, yes. The kind of horror that will get to me, the idea of Silent Hill. Now, Silent Hill 2 and 4 are connected. Silent Hill 1 and 3 are connected. They go by different backstories, so don't try to get them mixed up. What goes behind Silent Hill 2 and 4, what makes Silent Hill is something that is truly horrific for me. Like, that is one of the situations I could never imagine myself in. Why am I not streaming frequently? I have sick parents and I'm an amnesiac that is recovering mentally, and I still don't have my memories back all the way, but it's cool. I got a lot of shit going on. Yeah, that'll work. Hey Dan, my older cat was hacked real bad. Oh no, I'm so sorry. But a game like Soma, that is, to me, that is horror incarnate. And of all the horror games I've played, it probably has the least horror elements to it. And that's where you have to get into like what's horror, what's suspense, what do you like, how do you differentiate, what do you do, blah blah blah. Like, it's like Alien Isolation. That one's horror for me, but it's because it learns. There's an algorithm in the back that lets the alien know. So it's got a really cool system where there's one AI that always knows where you are, and there's another AI that's just that.
Buy one child, please.
Hey Linkle, it has been a hot second. What's going on? Thank you so much. Everyone, hashtag over there. Yeah, the real horror in a lot of games is going to be like, after I'll get over this jump scares pretty quickly. I will not get over psychological trauma, like emotional damage. Like, I will not. There, pretty much, you got to get me there. And if you get me, daggum burner fuel. Yeah, we'll win this. No pun intended on that deep dive comment. Oh my god. I'm coming back to Soma. That was actually on the list of things to do, since there's going to be a sequel to it, and it's the first full playthrough I ever did on the channel. So I thought about, let's do it in 4K and nice, and let's go through it all again. Since I'll be playing since it'll be the first game I'll ever play front to back for a second time, I will end up doing a playlist of like breaking things down more, because I know kind of more what's happening, in a sense of, I do remember the game in general. I do remember the plot points, plot twists in general. And that game freaks me. That game freaks me out. Since there's a sequel coming out, yes, me doing a whole step by step, baby, like going step by step through it, and talking about like what it is that this game is really purporting, like what it's showing you, what it actually is meaning, like all those things to me are that scary. Showing me enough gore to make me want to throw up just because it's gore. I deal with real life gore easier than I do with games, because games, there's nothing I can do about it. We won't get into the smell part, but still, like the visuals, like you can sometimes go more than real life. Sometimes you make it realistic. That's not horror to me. Like Resident Evil, the original, like the remake, the GameCube one. The spiders, like by the time some people get to the spiders, they're just like, nope. And then there are some people who ask me, how do I just play through the Resident Evil games like I do? How do I just play it like it's fine? One, I've played them way too much. That's one thing. Okay, uh-oh. Okay, come where you're supposed to. Oh, she is not where she's supposed to be. Games that can get like the jump scare on me usually will get me the first time around, and then the reason why, like, someone just left a comment on one of my older videos of my first playthrough of Resident Evil 2, and they basically said, you don't have to play it up for the camera. It was, by the way, it's my original playthrough that they're watching. They're like, you don't have to play it up for the camera. I'm not. It'll actually get me to squirm and jump and give me a few more times through it, and it's just like, oh, there it is. I've usually got to use a mod to be able to have to squirm and jump and all that stuff again. Yes, I'll agree with that. Yeah, it is a story that's really horrific. Giggity. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, talking about the files for that, it does get to me, the idea that the original, the concept for the zombies, as you find in the documents left behind the fireplace, that you'll run into in the Resident Evil 1 remake that has the Crimson Heads and all that jazz. When you run into that, there's the document that tells you that the T virus has a 50% kill rate and a 40-ish% infection rate before death, with a 10% chance that, somewhere around 10, I believe those are the rough numbers, might not quote me specifically, that you have a natural immunity to it, that it will not work as well on you. I think the game further does break it down later on that for affected people, if they are the less affected they are upfront about, the better candidates they are for the tyrants to actually make a tyrant if they forcibly. That's why I believe there's a character in the books and that they did bring into the games, kind of, named Sergei, that he's cloned because he's a perfect specimen to be able to make a tyrant out of. All your perks without any of your tyrant drawbacks. The idea that when you look back on it, you're actually fighting. Good night, Chloe. Thank you for being here. RE3 Power Station gets me every time. it gets me for the jumps. It gets me anxiety. I don't know, but some of that for some people is horror. The thing that gets me most is the idea that if you actually think about what's happening in Resident Evil, and you put it in perspective, you are like mowing through people who are infected that are alive, and they're in a very, very, very sick state. And for your own survival's sake, there's nothing else you can do. But every now and then, it's the journals that get me, because if you mix that with the idea that people who are turning, their mental capacity is still there enough to say things like itchy, scratchy, that whole thing, that freaks me out. Because if it's true that those numbers are just kind of there, that it's just this breakup of kind of like 50% die, 40% turn into what you see, and they are biologically alive because it is a virus, so the host needs to be alive, then it's just really, really creepy to me that there's only a 10% chance in that universe you even make it. And if you do, most people can't put the concept of like having to put down people they know, loved ones, blah blah blah. It got into the raccoon water supply in the first time, so a lot of people who died fell to it, for people who couldn't stand to do what they needed to or realize it. But the idea of being like, you got a 90% chance that you'll get sick enough and you'll be conscious for it and it's gonna be awful. But you've got a straight up 40% chance that, oh crap.
We would like to buy one child, please!
No.
Hey, what's up, Darkness? Called I Am Alive released in
I
2012.
died.
Available on Windows, Xbox 360, and PS3. Your fans would love the story and gameplay. If not, much love always.
I can add it to the ongoing list. Thank you, Defty. I'm not gonna blame that death on you either. I should be better at being able to be more cognizant. I don't know why I got tripped up. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I am alive. I believe that's on the list of things. Anxiety for what? I actually, Dan, like, if you go look at, no, don't worry about it, Defty. If you look at me playing, isn't there a mode above night? There is a mode above Nightmare. Resident Evil 3, I get to be the first one, I believe, on YouTube to claim a few things. One, I used to hold the world record for how many times in a row Ethan must die and with no deaths in between. Somebody else casually slid into my DMs, and I had someone else vet it for me that yes, they now hold the record, so I don't. Like the last version of Nemi is, since I had to learn how to do it knife only, and yes, you can actually beat that game true knife only. I would never recommend you do it. I believe getting through that one part took half a day for me to figure out how do you get through the last Nemesis battle if it's knife only, because you can't pop pustules things, blah blah blah. Oof. Inferno, there we go. Those kind of things, like, they tickle my brain. They're more like Dark Souls things. That still doesn't, I just don't think, everyone has a different experience with the stuff they go through, right? That's just not how my brain works for that. It doesn't take it and process it as something like that. Go into a raid, turn stance off, other tank has stance off. A better tank, turn stance on, they start voting. Fine, die then. Inferno is like being your mileage may vary type deal. Now that I've had to play it so many times to be able to do Inferno knife only, including Final Nemi, nah. Elden Ring is definitely a step above. A lot of people found me 2017. In fact, there was a bigger YouTuber that I know brought a lot of people here because Some people had streams go down. I know that's one way people have found me. And they were redirected to my still going stream. That was the day before my birthday. I was streaming into my birthday in 2017. I know that I got promoted on the front page for some reason at one point in 2017. No, it wasn't this. The streamer didn't do it on purpose. They just, their connection went out and YouTube threw everyone somewhere and just happened to be my stream. Their stream just went down. So there's quite a few people who found me that way. I don't know who asked, like, I'm assuming whoever asked if the anxiety's set in yet. I'm assuming that you're newer to my channel or live streams, because this is my relaxation game. There really isn't anxiety for this game for me. It just isn't. I don't know, bro. Like I guess everyone has different kinds of anxiety. Beaten remake 2 and 3, but too scared to finish the other two. It is what it is for some. I don't know. I have a weird perspective on what horror is. Oh, that was you? Yeah. If you're talking about me like having anxiety and something like this, no. This is. I'm a very weird person. I'm a very weird person. You know that sound clip that you might have heard when Vamp was very, very generous and hit the $200 mark and it played that sound clip? That was me playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, which was like a puzzle that should have been simple got into the infuriating level of like, oh my god, why does this thing exist? It's the dumbest thing in the world. And it's about as good as the idea of me falling in dying light, and I screamed as if I was falling in real life. It was like Scorsese is like, let me sample that. On the other hand, for anyone who sat here and watched me throw myself into, who's ever watched me throw myself into like anything for Dark Souls, especially Dark Souls 3, or what's another one? There's one that I'm missing in there. Oh, Bloodborne. I should go pick that back up. I believe it's been enough years that I can let bygones be bygones, catch back up with my skill, and like just go back to playing the game, because people didn't realize that it was really getting to me about saying the cheese. Yeah, Bloodborne. Yeah, I need to finish it. I didn't finish it. Yeah, you know what? I'm a weird person because that's a rage game to most people, and to me it's like, no, we'll get it the next time. RE3 Inferno, I've got some tips and tricks about it. I was gonna make a guide about it, and it got blasted so hard into the ground that it's really hard to describe how your drive to do something creatively can be really like scorched earth when other people just crap all over it all the time. Like I had notes for exactly how to walk people through Resident Evil 3 Remake on Inferno, and I binned most of that because I was tired of people showing up to everything and being like, when are you gonna do that? It's like, you mean the thing I already did? Yeah. Well, I'm playing this. I'm playing Resident Evil 3. They asked me to play Resident Evil 2. Immediately, like everyone's reaction is almost universally like at that point in time, well, I mean, why even play it, because this one's the word, blah blah blah. I'm just like dude, buzzkill. I don't think I was that nonchalant about it, but it's one of those things. I will play, I believe, having to fight Lady Maria over 150 times did not bother me in the slightest. Having people say that I used I cheesed the game to beat her when it took me over 150 times of dying to her to figure out how to get her in her second phase to stay put so I can smack her. And being so proud of that, and then just seeing the entire chat and a lot of people taking a joke a bit too far that they didn't realize was not a joke to me. Like that got me. I got more ragey about that than I did the entire game. From the moment hard games like that have basically existed, they have been a sort of a type of relaxation game for me. If for no other reason than I don't view them as anything other than a good challenge. So it's like, okay, that's cool. That's a challenge. Let's see if we can beat it. And my son would say something like, I'm just built better, built different. I don't know. I'm just gonna borrow his lingo for a second. I'm not better. I'm just a little different when it comes to that. What's the hardest game to beat in your opinion? For me, the hardest game to beat, hands down, is every game that does not have me a playlist finished, because the hardest games for me to beat are ones that I was on a roll, life kicked up, and then something happened and I had to try to pick it back up. Those are the hardest games for me to beat. Like God of War, so I can play God of War Ragnarok. One of the hardest games for me ever to beat, because life happened, my save got corrupted, and for the love of everything, can I just go finish it so I can play Ragnarok? Those are the hardest games for me to beat. This hands down hardest. Resident Evil on assistant mode. I'm not sure there's a joke behind that. Yeah, okay. Pockets, sarcasm, no. We might be talking some truth here. Me having a game that I just am so... It is what you might refer to as muscle memory, but it's something that is so embedded in me. And then to have it, the difficulty lessened. That's exactly... For those who remember when I was streaming Resident Evil 3 Remake pretty consistently, you'll remember that I was having a really hard time with the final Nemesis battle when it wasn't Inferno. Because I learned Inferno so well, all you had to do, the trick of making me screw up, was simply just make me dip back down to Nightmare. And I will screw up that fight over and over and over and over. Did I ever beat South Park, The Fractured Butthole? My channel, that's one of the first dings my channel ever got. And so I never really came back to it. I wanted to play it, and it's one of the first times I got a unconditional across the board restriction on the game. Yeah, I haven't started playing the second one yet because of it, but I desperately want to. Basically, anytime that life has really asked me to bring up my ADHD to save the day, but my ASD was not there to finish out the game or do a thing. Those are the hardest games for me to beat. What's the actual hardest game, like difficulty wise? I don't know. People that have watched me, what do you guys think? What do you think the hardest game has been for me historically to beat? I haven't really thought about that. Other than knocking down the difficulty of games that I'm used to at like a harder like. I'm not sure I ever did beat assisted mode. I don't know. I think I did beat assistant mode. I think it drove me up a wall. From all your experience on YouTube, yeah, it's weird to think I've got about a decade of experience and I couldn't start up Streamlabs. Yay, Amnesia. We say so where someone's starting content creating and what tips we want to have to do it for passion, not money. Do it for fun, not thinking you're gonna get something out of it. Yeah, it's yes, Ferris. It's. I've thought about making that guide. So I've thought about making more guides. Here's the thing. When you're passionate about something, Ninja Gaiden, shut it. Is JD here? GJD where's Greg? Fester's Quest. All right, there are people here who are remembering. Oh God, Fester's Quest. Oh, that was the game that made my mom stop playing video games and saying that video games were bad. My mom will freely admit that. If my mom's awake, I could wake her up. I could put her on a speaker and be like, what was the game that did it? I'm afraid my mom will say things that she shouldn't. That's why I'm not going to do that. But I could wake my mom up and just put her on speakerphone and be like, what's the game that made you stop playing video games? And why did we ever have a limitation when my brother definitely needed video games for his eyes to help that? It's Fester's Quest. Ninja Gaiden. Shut it. Shush. You don't have to bring that up. Good box. See? 2 tape. See right there? Tape 1, tape 2. And it's when you approach the box, both sides. There's just 2 things of tape. It doesn't seem like a stop short. And it's Secrets of Defense. So you really know that it's what it's supposed to be because it screwed you over. Did I forget to get, is there gunpowder? Is there something? There's some bullets right over there. Did I? They're not Magnum bullets. I'm not gonna try to sing right now. My brain was like, you should sing that. And the other sane part of me said, shut up. So I did that part. Magnum, you always make me question everything. Every time. I don't think I should be questioning it this time. Every time I question the Magnum. And it's so limited in what it will actually even do. It's 3 shots. You gotta get another silver chest to get more ammo for it. You can't craft it. And there's a red blood bag down there. Let's trade. Hey, Narmer, what's going on? Ninja Gaiden when it came out. Oof. I believe I remember renting it from Blockbuster and being like, that was a waste of money. Mostly not because it was a waste, but because I had to return the thing. Like, by the time I could possibly be getting good at it, I had to return it. But those were back in the days when you could also rent the game system as well, and I could never afford that. Yeah, my almost first time with a Super Nintendo, a SNES, was almost from Blockbuster, renting the console. Everybody in the 30s and up, rise up. Remember that we are aging and that life is finite, and the way that you can prove it, hey look, boom, is, do you remember when not only Blockbuster is open, but that you could rent the console? Well, I don't know why I had to put it like that bad, but well, I mean, did they still do that? Nani? Can people who are 26 remember when Blockbuster was open and also rented the consoles? 37 in less than 2 months. Yeah, I mean, we got a week and a half until I guess I'm 39, so it's not like I'm immune from time. Where did I hear the ticking box? Oh, you don't have to cry over being 32 and things like that. Listen, every single time I've gotten older, I've realized something. I don't want to necessarily go back And if I went back, it would be a complete what if of I have to go back with the knowledge I have now. There's no way you could like, you can't tell me to go back to my 20s. But also, I really don't want to go back and relive early 30s. But I mean, like, also, the second I turned 40, I'm like, I don't think I want to go back and relive. The only, I mean, I still have a non-sewn up herniation, yet and I also have a bill. I went to the emergency room while I was gone. So, forgot about that. Crashed when playing. Oh, I hated when, especially when games crashed and you couldn't just blow in the cartridge and it was actually like the battery. Well, the Big C shut down a lot of 24-hour stores. Hey, Sir Constant, what's going on? Sure, gamer. Yeah, I did quite a few rentals when I could afford it. Mostly because if I owned the game, like that was, or flea markets. Back when I absolutely, most everyone here has played the original Resident Evil 2. Flea markets. Do I use an Xbox controller? Currently, I'm using my universal compatible one instead of getting my PS5 and using it. I prefer my PS5 controller. This one is shaped like a PS4 controller, but it is configured for Xbox. Right now? Why? I mean, in your room? You want to just play your violin for a few? You do know that people will be able to hear you play it, right? That's what I was wondering. Okay. I don't know. Did I go down the hallway? I can't remember already. I don't even, you know what? You know how often I don't use anything like a map? I don't even ever remember if there's a map button in this game. The only thing I care about as I get older, yeah, I did finally go to the emergency room. Of all things, it's not like I didn't have enough problems on my plate. I had kidney stones. I had to pass some kidney stones, and we're waiting for a nice little 6mm kidney stone, which you cannot safely pass no matter what any doctor wants to tell you. That's at the point where your ureter will absolutely get shredded. And every like your UVJ, all your junctions for everything will get shredded. While I was away, yeah, God. Oh, did someone say that they're having something? Congrats, was the boy. Oh, God. What do I do to do this? I guess I just throw this away anyway, right? Because back there is the health.
We would like to buy one,
Carlos,
child,
thank you. I'm glad you're ready
that.
to stop on by. Yeah, I get to click over here and hit a heart. Yay! Have a heart. Yeah, I'm not passing the 6mm one. When that hits the tubes, like we don't even. Everyone hashtag Carlos. Thank you. I'm not passing that one. No, Wallace. So I've tried to tell people what it's like having a herniation for 2 years. That is very painful. I've tried to explain the pain level is around the level of a kidney stone, like trying to pass a kidney stone. While that is true, I learned that there is a big difference between passing the real deal kidney stone and having a epigastric herniation. I have two of them now because I have now an umbilical and epigastric herniation. There's two different places where my abdominal wall is compromised. So I really got to get myself sewn up. I did go to the emergency room for the I can't. Even though they're comparable, the problem was the onset. It's the herniation back in 2022 for Thanksgiving. The last time my parents were able to drive on their own before it completely disabled and all that stuff. Like the day before Thanksgiving, I went to the grocery store with my son after sitting down with him and all this other stuff. And the cart bumped into my stomach, and I looked at my son and said, we might have to go to the hospital. That was horrible. Is that all diet related?
Nope. One child, please.
Tanya, hello,
Burner. That is all. Hello, friend.
Hey, Tanya, what's going on? I shouldn't give it a heart. Yeah, I did anyway. Hey, Tanya, it's been a hot minute. What's going on? Everyone has Tanya over there. So, okay. The problem is, like, when I hit like something into my herniation for the first time, and it was like golf ball size coming out of me. It's not diet related for the kidney stones or any of that. That's not what's going on. I wish it were, because that would make it so much easier. That pain was awful, still is awful, but it's like I acclimated to it, and it grew worse and worse and worse until it's now what it is, which I would say is as painful as trying to pass a kidney stone. The problem with the actual kidney stone was that I was living my normal life, and then all of a sudden, no, like it like in all the wrong places. Just, hey, Jessica P, what's going on? Hey there. Like, it hit me like a dump truck, and it was like, all right, nope, gotta go to the hospital. It sucked. Kidney stones suck. And on top of that, it was great. So I thought I had, and anyone, if you've had a kidney stone, it's usually comparable to giving birth. It's not fun. I haven't given birth, but I've birthed a few kidney stones. What we thought we saw, this is when you really got to double check what's going on medically with you. What we thought we saw was that I had a 2mm and 3mm kidney stone passing down. I had one at the junction between my ureter and bladder, and I had another one coming down to the ureter, and it looked like I had a third one that I had already passed, and that was what was probably causing the bleeding further down low. What in reality I had was IR, like radio, the techs and the people who read the imaging for the CAT that was done for me. One, they found out that I actually have a myocardial infarction. I guess I didn't mention that. The heart attack that I had quite some time ago, I thought never did any damage. Now that the big C slowed me down for so long, that CAT actually showed something that I was not aware of. I actually did suffer tissue death in my heart. And it was finally only caught this that is a thing that I have to address at a whole separate time, because that just means I have to get good enough to exercise. It was never caught before because my heart was so strong that even the bit of tissue that they finally caught is vegetative in my heart. It wasn't caught because my heart was strong enough that it looked like it was beating properly. Now things have gone down the tubes a bit, and it was caught, and that was a scary little wake-up call. Yeah. So, by the way, a myocardial infarction, yeah, it's a dead place in your heart. What we found out for my kidney stones, here's the actual thing that happened with kidney stones. They were once one. They turned into two. Once one, they turned into two. And so by the angle that they took the scans that they were estimating, one was 2mm, the one behind is 3mm. In actuality, it was 2mm with a tail from the other one it broke off from. That what made it that smaller part. If it went down the ureter, everything went through the bladder, exited the urethra properly, would have just felt like a 2mm. But in actuality, the second it goes sideways, it was more like a 5mm. And wouldn't you guess that the other half that broke off, the 3mm, had a tail on it that was about 2mm. And they definitely went sideways a bit. So I definitely had twins when it came. Yeah, I had twins. It sucked. Like, the pain's over. No, it's not. It was horrible. Just being like, well, there's the blood again in the okay. All right, I guess I'm just gonna keep living life now. That's just a thing. I guess that just happens. I guess I shouldn't make light of the idea that, yeah, at least we found out that my heart has so So for those who need to brush up, for those who need to, they can break it up. When the 6mm starts passing, that'll need to be broken up. So no, it's not caused by my diet. The only thing caused by diet and exercise, one for me, is I've been retraining my lungs to get back capacity. I am not currently on oxygen sleeping. Now, for those of you who helped me be able to even have an oxygen concentrator, one, thank you. Second, I don't know how to fix that bar, but the same problem as before. That thing still is on credit because somebody that helped pay for it, and I was like, let's just go ahead and pay for it now. Everyone, thank you so much. Like what was it? $300 got taken back. So I was stuck with part of that bill. But the last part, because of the things going on mentally with me, like I was very determined I was not going to need oxygen supplementation, especially during the night. Well, sleeping has just been hell. It's not been fun. A lot of sleeping on inclines with heating pads on my back because my lungs are finally seeing expansion, but the CAT for my kidney stone even showed that my lungs actually are partially collapsed, which finally, by the way, if someone shows up trying to say that the big C isn't a big deal and that whatever I have to say about my lungs isn't true, I have dadgum. Hey, Link said, what's going on? Thank you for supporting so long. 72 months. I have a CAT scan. That is about 1,200 images I've got of my body showing that I have, for sure, my right lung collapsed. It is not fully functional. Stop. Every time I mention it, it's like, oh, you just got to be doing whatever. Yes, for over 4 years, I have had what you can see as there's been what I kept calling atrophy. That's not the correct terminology for what happened to my lung. But they were just like, your lungs collapsed. I'm like, yeah. Oh! That made me jump. I didn't think I pulled off the shot. I pulled off the shot. But God help me if any other person shows up to the stream and ever again is just like, you exaggerate about your lungs, blah, blah, blah. Chat attack. Like, as soon as you see someone doing like that, attack. Jessica, thank you.
Please.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Streams.
That's your first super chat. Holy crap. Thank you so much. It tells me it gives me the bouncing #1. I see that. Thank you so much. Though, honestly, some of the gear I have, I wouldn't have without you because you just gave me Amazon gift cards in the past, and I really do thank you for that. Yes, like attack dogs. Anyone that goes after people who, like, I don't always get to comments fast enough, and there are a lot of people going, like, I get called a griefer a lot of time for just talking about my personal life. My personal life is not fun. My body is not in the best condition, and my parents are consistently trying to die on me. With my dad, I'm trying to beat out the 1.9 year lifespan you have when you're on consistent oxygen, doing anything I can to give him more. Because realistically, like, my goal right now is to get him to my son's middle school graduation. It's not even, I don't even have some big grandiose goal. Before you ban them, shame them, then ban them. I actually let that happen for this one instance. So my body's not in the best shape. My parents aren't. My dad's trying to die every other day, it feels like. I get called a griefer a lot. One of the things that drives me up a wall. One of the things that just drives me up a wall is the idea that anyone would think I would ever voluntarily, for pity points, be stuck on supplemental oxygen for any reason, period. To get people clogging up and making me feel bad as a person for having to be on supplemental oxygen to try to get better. When now a CAT is showing not only do I have part of my right lung still collapsed, I thought I was doing a lot better. I thought I was a lot more open. They're like, nah, you still got work to go. And then for talking about things like in the past I've had a heart attack, people have said something about that. Now I see that I actually have a myocardial infarction. Guess what you can do about a myocardial infarction? 0 things. Death of heart tissue is death of heart tissue. You better hope that death of your heart tissue is not your right ventricle, because that, as a professor has put it, is not an infarction in the right ventricle.
We would like to buy one child, please.
Is not compatible with life. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not compatible with life. Yeah, just if anyone comes up in the chat and is like talking anything about that, just sick them, get them. Yeah. What Kelsey just did as that little emote, like, fight them. Just fight them in the comments. Go ahead. You have my blessing. I don't care. YouTube, am I supposed to instigate fight? No, I'm just telling my chat to end them. I'm not instigating anything. Probably gonna start a fight. No, this can't be right now, baby. Come on. No, I never listened to a boy band in my life. I never enjoyed listening to a boy band in my life. It gets. So anyway. I'm coming off of oxygen, so just in case my mind goes all cuckoo clock crazy and I need to get mental help where they might not know that I need oxygen supplementation. I've been going through a lot. Yeah, on my off time, I had to just come up with more things that are medically even wrong with me, and then after all of that, sit down to do a stream that should have been done a few days ago, and my brain went, no, you forgot how to do your job. And I went, what? And I went, bleh, and that was it. It's been fun. Yeah, full permission for shaming, though, when it comes to that. In Jesus H, like, I can't deal with the shenanigans of people like that. I can't. I can, but I won't. I shan't. I kind of want to throw my knife away, but I think that's asking for death. Spite failing. No. Your spite agenda. Which actually does help more than you think. Yeah, don't make me call your parents. Don't make me call my parents. The scariest thing to have at you would be like my mom. Yes, my mom is disabled. She also still She also still scares the bejesus out of me. Can she physically inflict all that much harm on me anymore for any reason? Like, can she do that? I don't think so. I don't want to test it. And neither should anyone else. Like, I have no idea what my mom could possibly pull off anyway. Don't make me call my mom. I will give it. Mom! They were talking about my myocardial infarction. Luckily, my infarction at least is lower down, but it can't be. I wouldn't be this healthy if it was a big infarction. It would have been caught earlier. No matter how heart healthy I was, it would have been caught. And then, you know, my coronary artery is still working. My SA is still working. I don't have any big, massive regurgitation back from my ventricles to my atriums. No pulmonary obstructions from that. It's just the cat show that what do you do when a heart actually has myocardial infarctions? It is possible to do grafts, but usually that's called, if it's bad enough, you're on a heart transplant list. So yeah, that was a big shock. I went in for kidney stones and found out that my lung is still more collapsed than I thought it was. And also, the heart attack I had over 10 years ago? I don't know if it's been over 10 years. I think it's been over 10 years. caused more damage than I thought. My mom wouldn't throw a slipper at. My mom's got multiple sclerosis. I still don't know how she'd do something. Like, I can't physically tell you what my mom could possibly do or pull off, but I can tell you what I never want to see. Everything I've done beaten on knife only, I've done on the hardest difficulty. There's no point in me beating it knife only if I'm gonna fuck. Excuse my language. I had the wrong weapon out. Got her in a cooter. And now she's in the wrong place. Please just be on the wall and be nice. Alright, she's probably in last phase, and I don't like where I am for that. Yeah, the burner's pulling its weight. Marguerite is weak to the burner. Ain't gonna lie. Like, this is apparently how you get, you know, apparently how you beat the most diseased vag in the world is by using fire. And I never want that combination of words to come out of my mouth again. I just found out. And she's down. Thank you, Machida. Thank you. Despite a piece over.
So many animals in the jungle.
That sound bit is from Ninja Gaiden. Thank you. I appreciate that. I plan on only going for 2 hours. I'm trying to take it slow and steady. I will do one more round about, all right? And then I'm gonna finish up. I know it took me 40 minutes. I can do it faster than that. I'm gonna do one more round. Do expect that I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to play Exit 8 during the day or in the evening. But no matter when I play it, I will be a little less interactive with chat. I'll be more interactive with chat between the screw-ups. Because, and I really have to emphasize this, it is not a joke when I don't want to get into it, but it's not a joke when I say amnesia is a real thing. And yes, I have dissociative amnesia, which in most cases is reversible, but I don't want to get in the minutia of that. And it is screwing with me in a very weird way, which is human contact for me in general can distort and change memories that I have or lost. And one of them is I don't remember how to work all my software anymore. So my next goal will be to try to remember how to record. I know OBS. How I recorded over there too, I realized I forgot that. So I need to figure that all out. I'll do Exit 8 and I'll probably do something else. Good night. Modestly hedges on the good side, but is a kind of chaotic neutral being. Modestly, ever so slightly good being. I was trying to think of a way to say it. I didn't get him to swing. Good. You know what? I accept. Tick, 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 tick. So yeah, this is probably my last one around. I'll do Exit 8. Somebody did me a huge favor, and was able to sort. What just happened? I just realized that my phone. Oh, sorry. I thought my phone was telling me something and it didn't tell me something. I'll play Exit 8. I have a thumbnail for it. It's almost complete. And then after that, I'll probably do something that people more or less expect. Someone help me organize games by genre, how long it takes to beat them. So there'll be quite a few streams coming up that will be recorded in the background, and I will put out. What I've decided to do is that I will release two things. When some people kept asking, I don't know why. I'm gonna have to ask in a poll, a members only poll. I'll ask, why is it that people keep asking for the original stream when I record something like a game? I record it in the background so it's better quality. I upload it in 4K, and then people comment saying, like, where's the original stream of it? Like, it's worse quality. It's got things on the screen, like elements, and it's not edited. So there's parts of it that just lengthen it, bloat it for no good reason. I don't know what it is, but I know that I've decided that for every time I do that from here on out, I will take the original stream and I'll just put it as a members only video in a playlist. And the actual, released of that after I'm finished with the stream of like the edited one will be the one everyone else gets with a nice thumbnail. Like I don't see why some people like rewatching live stream. I guess some people are re-looking. My only guess was like maybe some people are re-looking for like a very specific moment in the live stream. But usually I do include that. I know why some people have two channels. One is usually dedicated to streams. Yeah, the problem with that, the algorithm has to chart both of them, and then you're kind of bottlenecked. It does work. And I've considered doing that many, many, many times. It would get me out of the rut of needing to do certain games at certain times. It would work. That is actually one of the best solutions. But the doing it live and then editing it and giving people a version of it, I like doing that because it's like two birds in one stone. It works for bigger YouTubers who have the time to. I currently am. I'm talking to services about becoming, first and foremost, a primarily my parents' caregiver. Like, so it's kind of a little different for me. I need to produce content like I was 4 years ago for that to work. 4 years ago, before I got the big C, I had a schedule, and in general, that schedule went as thus: 1 to 2 static videos a day, if not 3, that I would record off camera, and that was per day, with a live stream also usually daily. Live streams were ridiculously long, and could many times average out to like. They sometimes tapered off into, especially after I got sick, and after like I stopped counting the days of how long I'd had the big C. They tapered off to being like sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a week, but they could be like 12, 14 hours long. Hey, Patrick Carey, what's going on? Hey, Joseph, I'm glad you enjoy it. Wait, what? No. Wow. Yeah. Hey, that was just cold. What did they do? When he realized he really needs an editor. I know. The editor's computer, the only thing I had to offer was I made it 2.5 years ago. Hey, Alyssa, what's going on? I hope your chaos is chaos. Who am I kidding? Hey there. I realized I need an editor. I built a computer for an editor, and the deal I had with somebody that was a candidate was I was going to give them literally top of the line at the time. They got a 30, what did I stick in it originally? The 3070 or the 3080. When the 3000 line was brand new, it had an AMD Ryzen 5800X. Just all the accoutrements, RAM, everything. They get the computer for free. They help me start in the editing aisle of things, whereas they can do it for anything else they want to with the computer. as long as for the first 2, 3, a set amount of months I had out, that you also edit my videos and then do whatever else you want to with it. It's like your computer now. That's your upfront payment. That deal fell through, and that's like I've known for a while I need an editor. I desperately needed an editor. You know how much easier this gets if I sent them proxy files of all this, and they're just like, oh, here are your edits, and I go, okay, and throw them in and just process it. Like, oh, I throw them proxy files and they throw me back an edited video, and I say thank you, and I process it and throw it on the internet. Oh, I think people have missed out on funny moments stream. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna stick it with members only stuff. I think I might do that. It's wrong. Yeah. Don't. Why? That. Thank you, Onish King. I really appreciate that. Hey, I sent you an important message on Discord last February. I'm so sorry. I will check that very soon. I'm so sorry. I am not up to speed with even getting Discord redone like I should have. Hey, Socks. Long-time lurker. I appreciate long-time lurkers. Thank you. I need to get on that. I'm so sorry. Wait, how did I personally attack? What'd I do? How did I personally attack this time? I want to know. Yeah. Oh, Alyssa does have the 4-year shield. I need more spaces for more years. I would offer if I had a better internet, but as much as I love it, I'm not very good at it because I can't read stuff to figure out what to do with most softwares. It's just a thing. It's a process. I think I know how to edit videos. God, if I've already just set my head and heart toward the idea that if I really do lose memories that are memories. Wow, why did I have ghosting on my screen for a second? If I really do lose memories of something I intrinsically should have known how to do because it's a learned skill, I'll just relearn it. It goes against my own therapist, what he said to do. I went against what my therapist said to do, and I streamed. The last stream I did really screwed my head up. I shouldn't have done that. My actual doctor's orders are for 2 months. I'm to do nothing. We're on month 3. I have not stopped. There's no me hitting pause for 2 months. I have not done that. I have not. Oh my God! It looks like an ant. Pashbot, what have you done? Why? 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 People are riffing on that now. I don't... Why? Whoa. Whoa. Ghosting. Oh. Short Guy Gamer, thank you for stopping on by. Let me take care of this. I need more shields. Now all I'm thinking about is that as I pursue, becoming a nurse, all that jazz, just how many... I'm not going to finish the sentence. I'm not finishing the sentence. No. I'll find out eventually. God. Hey, Emmanuel, what's going on? Just in time for some shenanigans? This is the last one I'm doing for tonight. Anybody into Hebrew language worship music? I had a track released today. I mean, I've listened to. Does that I partook. Parcheesi? I don't know what the term is for that. I have shotgun shells. GTFO. Listen, I don't usually talk about my own personal beliefs all that much on my channel for very good reasons, because don't. Right now we live in like, it's the rules of a family, like keep religion and politics out of it. So I do try to steer clear of those topics, while still talking about how I feel on subjects and trying not to do anything to make them religious or politicized. I will say though that in my studies and in my time in my life, yes, it's not my thing, but it's really catchy's not the right word. It's really in my own experiences of my own religious beliefs and finding them and what that means to me. I've stumbled across it before, and yeah. Oh god, I've heard that. I've actually been to synagogue before while they're doing like there are mics and everything. I realized that that's what they're doing. They're recording. But then again, when I was younger, I sang in 2 different choirs. That one that had no affiliation to anything, and that one that was for a church. Then there was a third one, but we won't get into that one. And I was asked to come back over and over for a baritone. I know my voice doesn't sound deep enough for that, but my voice is the way it is for reasons. My natural voice is actually lower than this. I just don't speak in it because either it scares people or I practice this way too much. It's interesting. It's pull it up. No, I've got performances of just about everything I've done recorded. Being the head of a Philharmonic orchestra. Got recordings of me doing solos, for that. I've got recordings of me singing. I've got recordings of me and my brother with that band, with another band when I'm younger, on guitar. My skills on guitar need to be brushed up really. Handbell choir, and a singing choir, an orchestral singing choir, a church choir, just whatever else musically. There's probably leaving some stuff out, but I've heard plenty of things. Can you hear the deep natural voice? So yes and no. What I need to do, and the reason why actually my doctor actually thinks one of the reasons that my vocal tract is a bit damaged is actually that I do try to. I'm gonna come back to the music that was recorded in the synagogue. My brother hated when we were younger that the phone would be answered and his girlfriend would think it's me talking. His girlfriend hearing me talk thought it was him. So my brother started punching me in the arm and just be like, talk higher. And I'm like, I didn't. Like I don't know what you mean by that. I had to learn, because as anyone who's got a big brother, especially one that might be 16 months, 19 days, 10 hours older than them, no one's counting. As anyone who has an older brother who is barely older than them, like that one grade level and that one step, that they're always the few inches taller because you're both still growing. For anyone who's had to experience that, like, you have no choice. And then when I went south, so like we were talking about photography earlier, when I started businesses, so starting my landscaping business, there's no problem. When I helped start and found Phantom Incorporated, that was is a multifaceted company that's still in operation today. I believe Carrie's still running it. If you can find it, he's still doing it. Where we were the all-around package of hiring us for like the events, doing the audio, doing the venue, getting booked for where you're supposed to go, the promo, the deals, everything, the photo shoots that would be there for the idea of the event, for you to advertise for your next everything. We did a lot of behind the scenes work, and that's kind of where we like found a niche when I was in college of like what to do. Between that and being a photographer on my own, it's what I sadly have to call my white people voice. That it got solidified that I speak in a higher timbre than I should, because having to be on the phone and speak like this makes it so that when you are in a very racist South Georgia, where you do get fired from jobs for being a darker color, you don't have to show your face. You're just on the phone. You sound very friendly. The second this natural you hear in the back of my voice, it comes down that little bit of a lilt of a growl comes in, I don't get callbacks and I get fired. So like I had to start talking in something that sadly I call white people voice because no, I two brides in my career have had to call me crying, saying that their dad will not pay for a dark spot to be in the room for their wedding. Where the bridegroom wanted me there, paid a deposit, loved me. They showed a picture of who I am to their parents and found out real quick that I was not going to be at that wedding if they wanted it paid for. And I have been rejected for many jobs. Just based off of skin color. And it's not fun. Over all of that, I've strained vocal cords to the point that it's hard for me to say like, oh, like my natural voice. It takes time. I have to, for me to do that, just here's the rundown. I have to remember to take deeper breaths to really just relax, let air flow. And the more I do that, the more it goes back to the way it is. The more I just let vocal cords and speak not in a rushed manner, it starts to get deeper. And if I were to speak less frequently and try to really start concentrating, that I can just let my voice flow out, it gets even deeper than that. And my natural voice goes deeper than that. And I just have to really practice to let vocal cords do what they're going to do. And then after that, it just starts projecting better. That's where the growl in my voice usually comes from. And that's where my normal singing range of wanting to add something like vocal fry comes from. Because once it starts finally getting back to where it's supposed to be, it's very weird for me to speak like that because it feels like I'm forcing it. But in reality, everything's finally relaxing when I get like this. I'm not trying to fake it. So it does go deeper than that when I'm really trying to, like, if I'm trying to fake it, but it's really hard for me to remember to relax more and let it just go deeper. I've been doing it for so long that my voice naturally to project it for people in front of people like this, I clamp down too hard. And once you start clamping on vocal cords and really upping that pitch, it's really hard to stop, and it's a bad thing. Yeah, there's no such thing in my opinion as a real natural baritone. Because the requirements for a natural baritone are very, very weird. But yeah, my singing range was much lower. Singing as a tenor is a weird thing that I've had to get used to. Is something you just get used to. Does that make sense to anyone of how that my voice works? Anyway, yeah, recording, you see, as soon as I start projecting and everything, I don't relax enough, and it just immediately boop, goes back up. Yeah, I've attended services where a lot of this stuff you're talking about, Patrick Care, It's fascinating. It's intriguing. In my own search for religious everything, my own beliefs and my own beliefs getting knocked down, picked back up. What do I do with it? I many times visited different mosques, synagogues, churches, different everything, basically to see what do I actually feel, what do I believe, where do I stand? Do I believe in myself, in something else, higher power, my own abilities? Like where do I lie in all of that? And where does that fit? I've come to my own conclusions. My brother came to his own conclusions. They kind of landed in the same place from two different directions. Mine came from trying to be as well-rounded as possible. My brother's came from everything he learned, having someone try to basically knock it down with everything they could of making, basically, he worked better with people being antagonistic against his ideas. And I worked better with the idea of simply asking, why would you? And then just trying to get a knowledge base. And that makes more sense. My brother is like a living encyclopedia. So having somebody trying to knock down encyclopedia knowledge is easier for him, where my biggest strength is asking why. I don't actually need to know everything on the subject to be competent on the subject. That's why I'm a kind of a jack of all type person. I can have enough to be able to know at least where I should be, you know, it's critical thinking. So yes, I've heard that kind of music. I've created that kind of music. And it's just so different. You're bringing up like core memory number 251. Please play. Yeah. And the acoustics are way different than in a lot of like southern churches, so yeah, what people would, when I sing from the chat, how old am I? I'm in a week and a half I'll be 39. Yeah. It's a hard habit to break. Especially when I only really have the dadgummit, I only have the habit to appease others. Yeah. Appeasement is something you should never do. That should be, I think every person should realize that that making fun of children for asking why about the world, that kind of curiosity, that's the kind of curiosity that gets us pushing that mark further along without having to push the goalpost, where we have breakthroughs, we have new inventions, new techniques, new ways of doing something. Because that inquisitive nature of children that ask why, that sounds like the stereotypical pesky thing, I think is the thing that is missing most in the adult life. Because if people took a second to just ask why, most of the things that they regret would have never happened. We regret as children from inexperience. We regret from adults because we lack a childlike inquisitiveness to our own nature of why we do what we do. So children lack the experience and wisdom of adults, and adults lack the wisdom of asking why from children. I knew we had the same birthday, but I forgot we were born in the same year too. Oh God, you're 80. We were both. You were born in 86. Did you interrupt your mom's watching of Oprah as well? I was a little late, so I had to. Larissa, hey there. Thanks you for jumping in. That's I was almost early and then I was late. And so I made my mom miss Oprah. And also she had to be in the hospital for when the Challenger exploded. So like, I don't know. I guess that's the thing. Yeah, I was born at a time that made my mom miss Oprah while she was sitting there in labor. I guess I'm a decent enough child if that's their biggest gripe. What do I do? What do I do when I sing out of tune? I want the other shotgun to use just temporarily. I want to burn her. Don't say the words I want to burn her cooch. That is not what you wanted to say, Steven. Please think about what you're saying. No regrets. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll just use the flamethrower now. Fine. Listen, the mind works in mysterious ways. Yes, you're the problem. You gave a visual. The visual is what the game is already giving me. The game's already given everyone the same visual. We all had to see it. Oh, I'm being... No! I got too close. I am a fool. Love. Ooh. Oh my god. Please die. Are you kidding me? Are you joshing me? Guys, Stacy, go to bed. Stacy, how can you claim good noodle status and also say that you're glad you left the TV on? As far as it comes to music, if it tells you anything, one of the songs that comes easiest for me to sing is not, and I'm not putting on a performance right now. I don't care. I'm just take it or leave it, believe it if you want. One of the easiest songs for me to sing, even though it's not an easy song to sing, I mean, it's just one of the songs that would be easiest for me to train my voice toward that would fit my range is actually Disturbed's cover of Sound of Silence. Because it hits all parts of the 3 areas. Some say there are 4 different places from where you sing. It hits all of those for me. It lets me hit my proper falsetto if I need to, but I don't for that song. Like if you want to know like my real singing range, that's kind of where it is, starting down lower, like so. So yeah. Killed both, right? Good. Neurospicy. A neurospicy noodle. Can't do a good no. I mean, I can do things that people don't usually expect out of me. I took a long time training my falsetto, so I can switch into that. I can do that. Because when you're a baritone, you better learn your falsetto, or when you're expected to sing at least as a baritone, you better learn falsetto really well. And like you better learn it really well. I know. I used to do a lot of things, and I know it sounds to a lot of people like, wait, how did you do all those things? Good question. Insomniac, who never slept, and also while they're in pain for medical problems while they're in high school, they could do more while you were sleeping. While you're busy with your sleepiness and anime or whatever, I was sitting here studying the sort, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I know you're referencing the one Disturbed song everyone knows. And also, my voice is not warmed up for any of that. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself. The only thing I can think of is that there are 2 things that can actually show what I can actually do. One, that's my range. And second, singing, because it's been pointed out to me before, singing the song Kiss from a Rose, the falsetto that's in that is probably the exact type of falsetto you'd think that someone like me would have to train for, which I did. That's because I'm not hitting those notes really naturally very easily, so. And of all songs for me to bring up, it just has to be the one that starts with the "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Come on, I didn't. Okay, you're standing up. Bye bye. Anyway, I'm out of practice for a lot of things. Just because I've had the vocal abilities to do things before, it's kind of like guitar. Just because I could shred in the past, just because I know what it actually is to stand on any one of the 3 stages in Carnegie. Like, even though I know all those things, like for violin, even though I know those things in the past, doesn't mean I can do it now. Those are all learned skills. You have to keep up with those things. Otherwise, does everyone know each other here? No. But yes, there's a lot of people who come around often enough that, yeah, they do. Violin got me there. That's it. Not my vocals. No. I wish. I mean, I hope my community is friendly and inviting. I only tell the community to go off and attack when absolutely necessary. And sometimes me having a headache makes it absolutely necessary to attack. But otherwise, it's pretty safe here. Like, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Next person who says something, everyone in the chat attack. Oh, I need to break you. It's a herb. What a herb. All right. Your noodle status is gonna get knocked down over there, Stacy. Don't you make me. Don't you make me turn this chat around and knock down your noodle status. I need to restructure the Discord so it's really friendly and conducive, and you can choose what topics you want to be a part of. I've got it all straightened out, except for the idea of just implementing it. I need to do that part. Oh. There's a chest over there. Oh. Look for big chests. Pistol is useless to me right now.
There's no escape anymore.
I didn't want there to be an escape for me right now. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, really? Oh, really? Hold on. I will actually use this because there's. There we go. Now you must come from that direction. No, you don't have to must come from that direction. No. I mean, I've thought about playing that game. I thought about playing that as a joke, and I've thought about playing no, not as a joke, Doki Doki. More of it. Doki Doki Plus. Which for some people would probably just be considered cruel. It's a very sexualized dating. I mean, all dating sims are, but that one is like, no.
You don't even deserve her gift.
Six. Bye. Oh, you see, that fire is good against that. There's a reason I use the words I did. No, Leisure Suit Larry. No, the original of those games I ran across when I was younger, from an older family member, and had to go through the embarrassment of learning what the game is, what the genre is, what they were doing with that. It was so embarrassing. That's like scarring on a deep level. No, I mean, what were we talking about? Love for Sale is the one they made after people complained that they weren't raunchy enough. Oh God. The original Leisure Suit Larry that was like MS-DOS or like Apple, the Mac 2, whatever that is, the one that you played off of the 3.5-inch floppies, not the giant floppies that were actually the 8-inch floppies. Yeah, that's the one that scarred me, which I believe is the original. I believe that one is the original. So that one scarred me. But those were in the days I played things like Exile, which is a great game. So anyway, I don't know. You guys have anything? I have been gone in and out for so much. Is there anything that I've missed? What did I miss? What did I miss? Like, anything I miss? I don't know if there's anything I miss, or like if we like tight, we good. Okay, Gus, listen. I was a kid. I was a minor. I was a kid. I don't want to think of my family members playing with things with giant flop. No. I did not. I stumbled across it and had too many questions. Anything other than that? Because I'm just proud that the stream is going. It happened. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but like toot. Like I'm just really happy that the stream actually worked. I could not get Streamlabs to connect properly. Couldn't get OBS. I couldn't figure out what my own scenes were and everything like that. I still don't know how to change a lot of my widgets that I did. I hope I can figure that out by tomorrow. But I got it. I got it going. So tomorrow's goal, I think, would be I gotta finish that thumbnail, because I decided to do a trippy little thumbnail that hopefully will make people, that will fit the vibe of Exit 8 without it being something that anyone's done. Because, yeah. One of those games that you don't want your parents walking in. I never played games like that, though. I never actually played games I worried about my parents walking in on. That's the thing. I don't think I ever did. I just wasn't one of those kids. There's nothing. By the way, for me to project my voice for this long, it still makes me want to reach for oxygen. I still have my trachea, my bronchial tube
than the things
close
that I
up.
say.
Oh
Usually
God!
much smarter
Sorry.
than the things that I say.
In the bayou's dark and twisted maze, the burner blazed, a fiery craze. Molded fell, their cries in vain, as flames consumed their cursed domain. Too strong, they cried, to op. But in that horror, we'd all agree, the burner's blaze set captives free.
Oh my God! Should I do like a dramatic reading of that? Did you just write all of that, or did you rip it from something and my brain's just not braining right now? Everyone asks hashtag sarcasm. I want to know. Intrigued minds want to know. Did you take that from, or did you just come up with that in the background and just be like, okay? I want to know. Is that a is there like, should I be singing it to a tune? Oh my God, everything's screwed up in the background. I hope everything's working. What is that just popped up? What is this? Plan for into support. Not right now. I will not answer that. I plead the fifth. I just want to know if I'm supposed to be doing a dramatic reading of that before I go. I don't think I know how to roll credits. I'm going to be honest. I know I'm supposed to be rolling credits, and I'm looking through everything, and I don't know where the buttons are to do that. And that might sound off, but I don't know where those things are at the moment. I'm relearning as fast as possible. I promise. What am I supposed to... Hey, Jordan, what's going on? In the bayou's dark and twisted maze, the burner blazed, a fiery craze. Molded fell, their cries in vain, as flames consumed their cursed domain. Too strong, they cried, too OP. But in that horror, we'd all agree. The burner's blaze set captives free. There you go. There's your poem in a out of practice, out of touch drama. Cool. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys don't get hit with hey Rance, you hit right at the end. So did you, Jordan. I feel as though I haven't seen you guys all year, and I'd be right. Losing a whole year. That's where my brain went to. Sarcasm's mom. Happy New Year. I'm not sorry about my demon spawn. Oh, I am sorry about my demon spawn. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys see you guys back here real soon. With me not like practically brain dead. Oh, there's a button where I'm supposed to hit goals for super chats. I didn't know. Make super chat more. I was gonna end the stream. Make super chat more fun with a goal. Set a goal to engage your audience in a new way. Once you reach your goal, celebrate with your community. Pick a goal. 10 super chats. Choose the super chat colors that count. Teal and higher, $5 or more. Set a timer for how long, and share how you celebrate. I'll host a Q&A session. Get inspired with examples. That sounds like they want one for me to do more super chats. And second, we all know that if I let you guys decide what the goal is, it will happen no matter what I do, because it'll be something like, we'll stop what we're doing and I'll play something that absolutely everyone knows. Like, it'll be something like Ninja Gaiden, and I'll be like, I'll set it sky high so it could never be obtained. I know y'all too well. No, that's a trap. That's more of a trap than trying to find a hooker in Taiwan. That is a trap. I'm not. The joke for anyone that's served is, it's not supposed to be racial. It's just near that area in Philippines. There's a lot of that. You probably need to lift up the skirt to see if there's male or female, no matter if they're wearing a skirt. Don't worry. Anyway, that's a trap. I'm just gonna click right off of that. Or Resident Evil 3 on the system. No. Hey, bro, started watching your recent video. I'm glad you enjoy, Adam. Good night, Sarcasm's mom. 3IB? 3. Okay, make super chat great again. Shut your mouth. Okay, good night, everyone. What does 3IB mean? I gotta leave, but what is it? Have you thought about making ringtones of sound bits? You guys would want a ringtone of that? You would want a ringtone of what? You chose violence! You would want that as a ringtone? How about this? I will make a certain tier where if you get it, you're allowed to have... I don't know. I'll think about it. Ringtones? Oh, Third Eye Blind. Yeah, that's Third Eye Blind. Yeah. The only song on that album I ever skip consistently is Burning Man. I mean, I'd use that as a notification. I need the $100 one as a ringtone. God. I knew it was gonna be the one, the Scream. It's the Scream. That's what you guys want. You want the Scream to play whenever you want. You know what? You know, and YouTube is telling me creators adopting the live automated mid-roll saw on average over 20% uplift in midstream ad revenue per hour. I don't think they played a single ad the whole time I'm just ending the stream. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you guys back here for the next one real soon. Bye. Let me hope I click all the buttons that say stop properly if I can find them.